Dear students, so this is a demonstration of the Apple Podcast Review Scraper, the updated version that I created to crawl to all the different country codes that we have available so that you can capture the maximum number of reviews. First of all, you have to upload the new script to your DSRI environment. There is an upload button here, which you can then use to grab the file from your downloads folder or wherever you are saving downloads that you grab from Canvas. So you click on the file and just click open, and then it is going to be added to the DSRI environment in addition to the old web scraping script. You can keep the old script or deleted. The new scraping script just has a few added functionalities that the old one doesn't have. Then you can open it and fill in your podcast details in a section below. So you need to have the app ID, the app name, but this time no country code, because my script automatically is going to go through all of them. So this is a big list of country codes that I've hard-coded in the script, and all of those will be checked individually before podcast reviews are being captured and downloaded. So we can run the script. So you see that I already have output because I did this before. Unfortunately, I didn't find a button to delete all the output, but I'm just going to run it again from top down so you can see what happens and also how long it takes, because you do need to be a little bit patient. First of all, we need to import the modules that we need. App Store Scraper and also URL lib3 are no standard packages in Python, so this is why we're going to install them. But in this case, it says already satisfied, so that's very good. We can go on then to import the different modules, which is a very quick fix. Then we select the country codes. Done as well. Then we set the podcast details. Done. And now we are going to visit each and every podcast website for each country individually. So you can see that there is this like a bracket as a placeholder, and this is where the script is now going to insert the different country codes one after the other to check. So when I start running this, you will see that here down below, the full URL for each country pops up, and there's also an information output that I've programmed to give you an indication whether reviews were found or not. If there's no review, it says new reviews found for country code DZ, etc., etc. But if reviews are found, it says the podcast has reviews for country code AU. So in this case, we do have reviews for Australia, for example. So as I said, this takes a while to crawl. You can see each country coming up. We also have podcast reviews from Canada. One country faked completely, so I'm not really sure what country code CN means, but it's a country where the podcast doesn't even exist, which means we have a status code 404. Bad request on HTML. There we have reviews from Great Britain. Reviews from Ireland. More countries with no reviews whatsoever. So most countries have no reviews, as you can see. We do have reviews for SG. I think that stands for Singapore, if I'm correct. So you have to be a little bit patient running this. Reviews also from the United States. Okay, so now this section is done, and you can see that the final output is countries with reviews, and then you get a list with, in this case, just 7 country codes for countries that do have reviews. And in the next step, the script is going to take this shortened list of country codes to insert it into the actual scraper, and then it's going to collect the reviews. So the advantage is that we are saving a lot of time, because my requests call on the website is a lot faster than letting the scraper try 3 times to find a review, even if there is none. So we're saving a lot of time doing it this way and only bringing the scraper in as soon as we have a shortened list of country codes. So I'll also run this section again to show you what the output looks like. So this red box is basically just some background information on each country and podcast, and then you can see individual tables with the actual reviews for the different countries we found. And some countries like Canada only have 13 or 14 reviews. The most reviews do come from the United States in this case. And you can see that this table is then there also like shortened or abbreviated, because not all the reviews are being shown in a preview. But we can see that's very good because we have 137 rows in our table, which is fair enough. So these reviews can now also be written to a CSV file that you can then open and refine to select reviews by star ratings, for example. So if you want to run this section, you have to click here. And you will then get an information that the file has been exported to the folder data output, which is the output folder that you used before. And then it also has a new name, which is the podcast app name that you added above. It's called Epstein Devil in the Darkness Reviews Table CSV. Yeah, so this is where you can then find your output. You also have the option. Oh, I didn't save this. I should change that because this is really just like information for you guys. So it ought to be a text section and not a code. But doesn't really matter. So this is just information for you guys. And then here you can also read the file again to a data frame and display it as a table, so you have another preview of what's in it. And a feature that I added in this part of the script is that you can also do a quick analysis of like the time frame in which people wrote the different reviews. So we're going to look at the date column in the CSV file, transform it to a proper date time format that the computer can read, and then we're looking at months and year and are plotting this in a little graph. So you have to run this section first. You can disregard this purple warning, it's not relevant, and then you can here like plot your little chart. So you can see that the number of reviews are on the left hand side, and then the year progresses from left to right, split up by months. And you can see there's quite a few ups and downs since the podcast was first published in September 2019. And in some cases, it may be interesting to include this chart also in your final essay as a picture, especially if the number of reviews really goes up or down at a certain period, and this is important for your argumentation. So you just play around with the script, see what happens, and yeah, you can just let me know if we need any more changes and additional features for this to work for you. Yeah, so I hope you have fun exploring a few podcasts also with a view to your final essay proposals.